welcome back to the Speaking of Tea podcast, where you listen to me nerd out about tea, read you poetry, and talk about whatever comes up. I am your host, Rachelle, and today I really need to just start drinking some tea. I had a little bit of ginseng oolong earlier just to start my day, but it was my re-steep from yesterday, so it wasn't its full potency and its full flavor. That one in particular, a lot of the flavor really comes out in that first steep. The ginseng oolong is this like oolong processed style tea, but then it's like, I don't know, baked with this like ginseng powder in it, and is so and mouth watering and delicious and nice. It's something special. Um. Anyways, that was all I had earlier, and now I've been up for hours, and I haven't really had like a fresh beginning start of the day tea, and it's just like really starting to get to me. So I am getting that started right here. Um, I'm gonna be drinking out of these new cups. I got this nice new pair for my friends. Oh, look at them! They're so cute. My friends went out for a 2 week journey, going back home to Ontario, and during that, or in the beginning of it, they stopped by a tea shop in Chinatown in Vancouver, and they picked up those lovely cups for me. So it's actually my first time going to start using them. So that's a nice little thing. I sound so much more enthusiastic than I'm feeling, I'll be honest. I really, I guess I'm happy when I'm getting on camera. That was another thing. I was just like, I don't even know if I'm in the mood to podcast today, but I don't know. It feels good once I'm here. And oh boy, I'm glad I'm here because I was just having tech issues. Microphone, the recording device, they're all fine. Got the cables, got everything. Battery was low, so I'm like, okay, like before I end up getting interrupted, I'm gonna take out the old batteries and put in a fresh pair. Set, whatever. It didn't work. It like immediately turned off as soon as those new ones went in there. I'm like, okay, fine. Sometimes old batteries are like that. So then I uh found another fresh pair. Now this one was definitely like not reused because the batteries were still in this like tight vacuum sealed like plastic. Like, okay, these are the ones. And it didn't even turn on. Okay. Now let's examine all the other batteries we have because now I have about like 12 in front of me. And I don't even know what to do without having like a device that like actually checks the battery like levels, you know? I know there's something out there and I really do want to go and get one of those. But then I'm like, well, there's feels like there's something about the weight of the batteries because the ones may because like and instead of four, maybe just one's dead, right? And then it just kind of affects the entire life of the device that you're trying to put them into. So here I have my little scale that I use to weigh my tea. I'm weighing the batteries, and fun fact: most of these, at least the Energizers, they weigh 23 grams on average, but then there's like 23.2, 0.4, and 0.6. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe the ones that have more juice that haven't magically dissipated into the air because somebody who knows more about technology could describe that better. But does seem to be, yeah, right, like they ran out of juice. The energy goes out into the ethers, and it gets lighter. Help. Anyway, I did that. I took the heaviest batteries and put it in there, and again it immediately turned itself off. So I don't get to use my favorite recording system here, but I do have this little clip mic that I got specifically for the purpose of recording off of my phone. So hey, here we are. And I clip it onto my dreadlock, you see, because that's just the place that it holds the best and it stays right there. Yippee yahoo. I steep the tea and I'm going to drink it. And if you are also sipping with me, because you know that is tradition for watching this podcast, I got a cup for me and a cup for you. I clinked it if you didn't hear. Cheers. Oh. Hmm. Oh, how delightful. Oh. Hmm. That's so beautiful. Hmm. I'm drinking honey orchid fragrance tea, and it is a lovely one. I was just reading a little bit of information on it, and it's longly oxidized and it takes about a month in processing to really draw out the flavors. I don't remember all the details, but it is so floral and it has like a honey mouthfeel to it. It's so relaxing and peaceful. That's nice because, like, I was low energy going into the session, and it's kind of meeting me where I'm at, and I know it's going to lift me. So that's exciting. Got a candle lit over here. It's a pretty one. It's like eucalyptus scent in there. Little golden sparkles. I don't know how I can show the camera without spilling the wax. So this is as good as we're gonna get here. Maybe you can see some sprinkles. uh, how have you been doing? I know this is not a live video, so you can't really answer me. But hey, in the comments, tell me, how are you doing? Today is March. May 8th, 2025. Crazy. We've already passed a quarter of the year. We're into like a third of the year now, I guess, if I'm mathing correctly. I'm not really built for math. That's okay. It's been a wild full year already. Well, I don't know if it's full year to say, because like I've just been doing a lot of learning and a lot of planning and restructuring my life, having recently kind of in tarot the like tower moments. It's very interesting right now for me. I quit my job with the Canadian Mental Health Association, and that was a really tough decision. And I think I'm still living in that somewhat of a grief, I guess, because it was hard. It was crying leading up to it. I feel like I'm like in some ways like leaving them hanging, and they do rely on me to be there, but I know every time you leave a job, they hire new people and it gets filled in and it's okay. So, I've had to like let go of that part, but I needed to focus on what's really best for me. And what's really best for me is like this podcast, my writing and my coaching programs and music making, everything that makes me an artist. Um, you know, um, what really like was revealed to me is like I need to let go of something in order to let other elements of my life grow. And, um, understanding what my lifestyle really means to me. Because in social services like that, the thing is, I am paying so much attention to other people's lives, if you know what I mean. I'm like literally writing about their lives, depends on which location. But when something happens, we keep logs, right? And communicate with our coworkers and things that are going on and keeping up to date on things. But it's like I'm spending so much time knowing about their lives and what's going on with them and taking care. And well, like while I do write a lot, of course, it's like how much am I really documenting myself in my own life? Um, Again, that's why I love having this podcast, is it gives me the chance to just talk freely about whatever I want to talk about. And in social services, because I'm serving and I'm attending, I'm being supportive for other people. um it's like I'm not receiving that same amount in that way. So of course people are probably aware of me and thinking about me, and anybody makes their own stories about anybody, right? So but at the same time, it's I really needed to do this for me and be able to live in this passion and serve and do oracle readings for people and read poetry, everything that I want to do. Anyways, do you see me feeling awkward? Well, I'll wave my hands around. I just want to feel free like a child. So I let go of my job so that I can be fully me. Then there's things coming up, messages I'm receiving from other people and whispers of the universe, internet, blah, blah, right? So about being with your inner child, and in such, say, an industry where I need to be very responsible and very mature to support other people, it doesn't let me to allow that inner child out as much. And if you've ever met me, if you know me, I'm all giggly, I'm all childish anyways, just a little older. And I need to be totally living in a space where that of myself is like totally revealed and existing and free flowing, because it helps other people, it inspires them, it makes them joyful. I want to fill people with joy, and I need to get out there for the people who will receive that. I'm gonna drink some tea. Ugh. I'm not lying when I said I wasn't in the mood to start podcasting today. But again, I knew I just come alive on camera, so I go through with it. If you've never had this tea before, you should get this tea. You can contact me. I'll put you on the waiting list, and then when I order more in, I can mail it out to you. Of course, so this will be through Mecca Tea. Mecca Tea, Mecca Tea. Your spiritual journey through tea. With tea. My life with tea. My life is tea. I love tea. I don't even know if I don't think I talk about it as often as I have in, different moments of my life, but I did when I was at work a couple days ago. I was talking to a contractor who'd come in, and that person's in and out doing laundry for a client, whatever. So then we were chatting, and he took a look through my poetry books, flipped through, and then I think when he'd first come and said hello at the office or needed something, he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Making tea." So, and then like a few hours later, I guess I must have said tea a whole bunch of times. And he's like, "I realize you like tea." I'm like, "Uh-huh. I don't even know how many times I talked about it." Oh, did I mention tea? Really? When? How many times? Did you keep count? You're so lovely. But again, that's why this podcast is named that. So I can talk about literally anything and say tea 100 times in the episode. Oh my gosh. Mm. I can really journey with this one. I built like a whole offering, a whole thing around this tea, this honey orchid fragrance. Oh, that's right. I have a different teapot that I meant to always use for this one. Oops. Anyways. I'm using this teapot, which I love. I bought it so that I can do oolongs in it because it expands and gets kind of fills it up, especially for these like longer leaf ones, long and curly, and they don't fit into other teapots as nicely. If it's if the teapot's too short, I kind of have to break a leaf, and that's really sad for me. Did I just cover the microphone for that? It's really sad for me to have to break a leaf on purpose. But this one, it's so beautiful and grounding and majestic with its floral presence that I built a whole service around it. Tea ceremony energy transmission. So using the tea ceremony as a form of grounding and sitting with the tea, coming close to our hearts and our emotions, and yeah, just feeling into that inner void and emptying our thoughts and minds. And so then with that, once you're in that grounded place, then we pull an oracle card that will be something that's close to your heart that's going on, and it's just going to be more, vibrationally received by your spirit, if I can word it like that. Sure, I'm a poet. I can word things however I want. But the card that's going to resonate the most with you is definitely going to be coming out once you're in that inner calm, in that space. And and then there could be a couple of cards, but then more spirits flowing through me and through you, and then I do Reiki with the session too. I don't know if I'm explaining this very nicely. So 3 components: tea ceremony for grounding, oracle card to find out what's going on in your heart and what needs healing, and then Reiki also to do the healing, to do that energetic movement, lifting things out, pulling things out. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like a big old thick rope in here. Let's just yank that right out of you. Whew. I don't think I found a rope in me, but I imagined it as I was describing it. So maybe there was something. So great, I got something out. You got anything in there? Do you have anything hanging? Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Let's just do a little Reiki on you. Hearth, hearth, hearth. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, just take a deep, deep breath. And come into that place of relaxed calm. If you're not there yet, don't worry. Just keep breathing. Stirring the cauldron of disbelief. Every shadowy soul of negativity may come into this pot. We'll stir it around. All that murky mud and waters, and any gross little thing hanging on. Just take it out. Bring it out of the body. Every little energetic point, anywhere it's sitting. If you're feeling tightness in your jaw, just massage it. And as you massage it, you feel something moving through you. And go down your neck, around your throat. Pull up your neck, your chin, to your mouth. Feel like you grabbed something and put it into that pot. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a big pot. I'm just holding it in the palm of my hand, but they say that all of the matter that exists in the world, there's so much air in between, and that we could just confine all of it into just a little pin. I don't know. Hard for me to conceptualize too, but I can't disagree. Well, I can disagree with science, but hey, science is science. Anyway, we're not doing science here. We're doing energetics. We're taking everything out. Yeah. Is there something blocking your third eye? Just take a little window wiper, clean it, squeegee, neat, 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 and take off that muck into the pot. Into the pot. And the crown. Let that white light come in and shine into your body. And just feel that light come and glimmer across from your head, across your eyes, over your ears, through your hair, all the parts of your skin, around your heart. Hold your heart for a moment. That's the essential part that keeps you alive, keeps blood pumping, your body moving, and informs all the rest of the organs. It's where you feel love, where you imagine you feel love. Maybe you feel love in your head. You might feel love in a lot of parts, but your heart, it represents the love. And then your solar plexus, just rub your belly there. And same with your sacral chakra. Just give it some love. And your root. Just hold your hand there for a moment. Do you feel that getting a little bit looser, relaxed? Like your feet can merge with the earth. That white light still going through you. Let it go down across all of your organs, all of your body parts. And feel it reach into the earth with the little roots that are coming from your feet. And go down into the earth. Feel yourself grounded and still. But if you're a flower, you might sway with the breeze a little bit. How's that murky pot doing? It's stirring on its own, isn't it? It's like there's a magic spell that's just gotten the spoon moving and stirring and stirring. And I feel a release from my head. And anything now, that white light is flushing all those toxins. And it's pulling it up all the way back up through your spine, all the way back up through those chakras. And it's back up out of your head. Catch it, catch it, catch it, catch it, and into that pot. Into that pot we stir. And now we start to transform what's in there, and we put in love. We put in love. We put in faith. We put in hope. And soon, with all these positive influences, we change all of that energetic matter that was in there before. And they merge together because one does not exist without the other. We needed the lessons from all those murky things. And now they can transform into love. And the love will grow. And the love will grow. And the love will grow. And I give it a breath of fresh air. And now there's sparkles, and I see purple. Ooh, a little purple and black. That's the color of Akasha. That's spirit, void, life force. Ah, I'm so happy to have arrived back there. Yes. Little dark clouds that are puffing out. That's not negativity. That's love in a different way. Because your dark side still informs the light, and they're intertwined. See that spinning wheel of infinity. Oh, to take this pot and I'm going to just pour it down the little drain of this tea tray. Look down. There's all these little holes. I'm just going to pour that in there. Get a little bit of fresh water. And I'm just going to rinse the surface here. Oh, look at that steam. That steam is so renewing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Breathe again. And all of that light goes back out into the sun. It resonates and glimmers within you. And then we're just going to seal the top so that we don't let anything bad inside. We brush our hair. And come back in. Come back in. Finish this Reiki. I love that. I love having no plan for the podcast because then I just come in doing something like that. So I hope if you were willing, you were able to receive that energy, that energetic cleanse. I feel brighter now. And that's, I said this, I literally designed a whole ceremony around this tea because of the power that it has. Honestly. Well, I didn't do it the same way because I started drinking the tea. I did the Reiki, but hey, now that it's all cleared, I can pull some cards and see what the message is going to be. Ooh! Before the cards, I'm going to actually read a poem out of one of the books. I guess that's 2. So I'm going from book 2. All right. And number 3, I lost it. Oh, then I'm going to do, tea, poem, oracle reading. I can count. Okie dokie. Oh, that is just so lovely. Have I mentioned that yet? So lovely. Another side note, because we be ADHDing over here. When I quit my job, my boss was actually telling me that a journalist position opened up at the newspaper, the local one, Port Alberni, and I'm like, well, perfect, because I just wanted to go spend my life being a writer full time. So amazing. And I don't know, a few days later, I went and applied. So sent in the application, and I went in this morning and I handed in the resume and then also a sample piece of writing, excuse me. And oh, that's the one with the microphone. Watch out for that. Yeah, so that was fun to like, okay, I'm just gonna go write an article now. And hopefully I get that interview. I will get that interview. No hope. It's just real. And maybe that's the first piece that I actually get published. So that's really cool. What I wrote about was the vegan potlucks that we do here in town. It's actually one today. Yay! Which I mentioned at the end of the article, just at one point. I don't know why I'm explaining that. Trying to prove to this audience, whatever. No, that was fun. So I kind of wrote about, why we meet as a group monthly for these potlucks, and then part of it is because it's harder to go out to eat at restaurants, and you always have to doubly, triply, not for every single server, but you do have to explain yourself to the servers. Like, is it vegan? Just making sure. Is there mayonnaise? Do we have to take off the mayonnaise? There's when you have these preferences and you have these dietary restrictions or ethical reasons. Another thing that was mentioned too from somebody that I interviewed for it was that there's also climate action. A lot of that going on when people are making the choice to go vegan, and I think that's really interesting too. And I'm glad that's actually a push for people because yeah, there's like you can talk about ethics and lifestyle all you want, and some people are just going to inevitably and argue with you about it. And um, what do you do? Eventually, I just want to end the conversation and just live in peace, eating what I want. Another thing that was mentioned too from the person I interviewed is like people have to like apparently suddenly be totally scholars and know everything there is about every published paper that there has to be on veganism and be able to defend their points to the end of their existence. We don't want to do that. We just don't want to eat anything that comes from an animal, okay? Yeah, there are a lot of reasons we do it. We don't feel like getting into that with somebody who is just not going to be swayed by an argument anyway. I don't want to fight with you about the fact that you want to eat an animal. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me want to hang out with you. Just to put it short. I mean, you know, probably don't want to hang out with me and talking about why the fact that I eat this way. I don't know. You as in general, if you're a meat eater and have those kind of conversations with people, just love it when it's accepted and you don't have to have a difficult conversation and it's easy peasy. Um, it's hard to transition into it because yeah, cheese is great. And we do actually get like addicted to cheese and our eating habits because our eating habits are developed from birth, and it is hard to make that adjustment until you figure out how to replace so many products in your cupboards and your fridge with non animal um based. It takes a while. It is a transition. And I'm at the point that it's totally working for me. I mean, not that I'm like eating a bunch of pasta. I am eating a bunch out of my cupboards. There's dried lentils, there's chickpeas, there's canned beans, there is pasta, there's rice, and there's quinoa, there's all these things that are a base of a meal. That's normal. It's even when you eat meat, right? Like you're still having pasta with that chicken. You're still having rice with that stir fried veggies and stuff, right? So anyway, even just like little seeds for sprouts that I grow on the counter. Yay, I have vegetables. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun that I'm very open to the creativity of cooking, and I love it. Especially when I just like look around. I'm like, well, I mean, I've even for a long time had the philosophy like just eat what's in your cupboards. Like, yeah, you bought something a long time ago and you didn't really think about it, and then it's been sitting in your cupboard for a year. That's the great thing about canned food. It doesn't go bad that easily. So then eventually you can pick it up and be like, I'm trying with this today. Yay. So it has definitely led to a lot of creative impulses, what I'm about to say. I don't mean to say impulses, but apparently I meant to say creative impulses with cooking and uh yeah. So anyway, that's that. I don't even know how I started on it. Oh, because I was talking about the article. The sample piece of writing I was doing for the paper. Yeah. So anyway, the community that backs that is called Courageous Community, and so then we do the potlucks because it's you got to be brave to even be living with that as a lifestyle. So it's really nice for us to come together as people who share these values and just share a whole bunch of food once a month. I get to have a whole bunch of random stuff, and it's cool because then I can ask people questions, ask for recipes, and this and that. So anyway, shout out to anybody who is looking for that kind of community. Hopefully, especially if you're local in Port Alberni, that's cool. We have that, and if you're catching this right after I record it, sorry you're missing this month, but we do it every month. So, all you got to do is make sure you bring something If you can't bring anything, there's usually enough food. We bring so much. But yeah. Um, yeah, just bring something that's plant based and share. It can be a main dish. It can be like an appetizer sort of thing. We do lay out the table to like appetizer stuff, main dish stuff, and at the end is the desserts. Preferably you eat them at the end, but there's no rules. I mean, if someone brought like really good dessert and you and it looks like there's like a finite amount, you put that on your plate right away. First round. Yeah, it's like it's buffet style, right? Like potluck. You put that on your plate right away and you eat it and make sure you're getting some of it. We're wild out there, savages. See, we can still be crazy and savage when we're vegan. It just looks different. Because like, vegetables. You watch out. You watch out, especially with the games. Yeah. We got a crazy games master who makes us work for, some kind of a cool prize. Anyway, yeah. So back to about courageous community. It's not only the potluck, but there's also like art classes, there's weekly meditations, I'm gonna start doing poetry workshops in there. Maybe even tea stuff. We'll see. We'll just kind of see how it goes. And then there's like solstice gatherings. I think she's doing something for Pride in June. It think she is. She invited me. I'm gonna do some kind of a cool poetic piece for this like night temple thing on like June 1st. So that's cool. Um yeah. I don't know. It was fun to write it. I was supposed to read you poetry, right? I'm gonna go back to that. Okay. Let's get into reverse cycle repeat. This was my second poetry book. Anyway. Okay. I don't know what I've read on the podcast before, so I'm just going to read this and have tea first, and then I'm going to read this. This one's called Incomplete Darkness. Seeing darkness is thusly seeing truth. Do you see the I'm sorry, I'm going to start over again. Incomplete darkness. Seeing darkness is thusly seeing truth. Do you see truth in darkness? I do. Truth is the touch of light guiding the eyes on a blind path. Walking on a dark road at night, no street lamp, nor lights from houses, just darkness. You may think the path is obscured, how to walk forward without falling. Adjust your eyes, see more, find what you couldn't before. Stars and moon are bright as the sun as they reveal the edges of the land. Take the guidance of headlights from a swift passing car, hold it in your memory, the path illuminated like a hint in a video game. Continue walking, do not fear. Feel the sides of the road in your step, tighten yourself to the rhythm of your body, of your senses, what you can feel. Now that I see the darkness for all that it is, incomplete. Never fully in the dark, are you? Sorry, I can't. When I'm flipping through pages that are about Jesse, and I just gotta read it. This one's called Now Look at You, You've Gone and Loved a Dead Man. Feel the texture of his dreadlocks. Slide them through my hands, the smooth ripples and bumps. Grasp this. See his whole body, tall, strong, and fit. He holds his chin with curiosity as he recalls who I am. Feel the strength of his hug, perhaps too close and loving, but who's to say? It really nearly took my breath away. Time will tell, time will tell. Maybe you'll return. I'll keep you alive with a pen. I'll be here to make you immortal. Okay. With that, I have to talk about a little bit of Reiki magic, too. A little bit. It was powerful. It was powerful. So, I mean, this is like this is just recalling the like 2 of the 3 times I ever met this man before he died. the first time that we had met, he let me touch his dreadlocks. Oh no, I thought that was cool. It's, people are just, you touch a stranger's hair, all the time. No, so. And it was when I was kind of starting my dreadlock journey, only within a year of it. So I'm like, oh my god, can I feel your dreadlocks? I just want to see what they feel like after, however much time you've been growing yours. No, no, many years is. So just, in one little moment that I had, that I did get to touch the hair and just have that memory in my fingertips. And that's really beautiful. And then the second time that we met, because it was months later, just randomly found him over at a garage sale somewhere. I was looking around for garage sales, like, oh, there's a sign for one. Let's go on that street and pull up. I'm like, ah, hey, that's him. So then we pull up, and he's just like, ah, yeah, you. So then a wonderful big warm hug. uh, and so I wrote at the end here, I'll keep you alive with a pen. I'll be here to make you immortal. Because it was with under a year that he had died after we'd met. Yeah, and only met one time after those two instances. Um, and so I wrote that because I just wanted to kind of keep a story alive. I was already writing some poetry here. There's a few poems in this book about him. So already writing some poetry, and people's memories are kept alive for so many years when we write novels about them, when we write stories about them. And there's just, as like as a person who, myself, has some sense of mediumship, my power is through writing, and I've contacted my spirit guides through writing. So ask them to take the pen, and then it's like automatic writing, if you've heard of that, and then they'll answer, we'll have conversation through it. So um and yeah, I mean, I just wanted to keep his memory alive through writing. And I mean, I didn't even expect as much as what ended up coming through. So like a couple of years later, I had done some Reiki to um this Honshazei Shonen, where you can reach somebody and give them healing from a distance. You can also um contact people who have passed, or give healing to those who have passed. So and not having practiced that very much before that moment, like a couple of years later after I wrote this, not having used it too many times, I was like, I gotta use it. I gotta see if I can find some healing. And then I did. I mean, I reached him. I think I got a message that it felt like it was coming from him. And then months later, actually, well, it wasn't a Reiki thing, but he fully came through and has been with me as a properly as a spirit guide, like my other two have been. It's so real. I found it recently. I think he's an angel. I think I talked about it on the last podcast. So, I mean, as a writer, as medium, power of the pen is just so real and so amazing. I love it. Okay, that's my poetry for now. Should I read one more? I should read one more. I'm going to read another poem. Okay. Here's a little Vancouver Island special. Here's a picture. Beach in Pelican Beach. However, the poem is about Radar Beach. Uh, that's on the other side of the island, totally opposite sides. But hey, you didn't hear it from me. But Easter egg: if you know Vancouver Island, you know that these pictures, this poem and the picture on this 2-page spread, they do not match. Yay! Basically, I didn't want to just take a picture from online of the area that I wrote about, and then I couldn't really make it out there at any good time, and when I was getting ready to publish it so that I could take a picture of it, I just experienced. I wrote I wrote a picture of that place with the words, which I'm about to read to you, but then I just need a natural picture to complement the 2-page spread, you know? Anyway, so I was only on the other side of the island close enough to the time when I was creating it. Was that a mouthful? Anyway, path to Radar Beach. Long winding trail of ancient growth shining bark from the winter's rains. Exposed root staircase gnarling its way down the path. Small caverns and trenches, footholes in rock smoothed with age. Hardly a hike, but a balancing act. Steeply down this trail declines. These old roots are now arms, cradling old rock face, forever holding on. A tiny stream carries through hopscotch game to avoid wet boots. In the mud, we can't avoid it, so help us at the end of this journey. Jumping over puddles, gripping strong branches, inhaling sweet cedars, arriving in the sand. Take off your useless shoes, they'll only weigh you down. Imagination runs across the beach. Rocks and sticks, all toys for dogs. Treasure is abundant to take back home. Hey, why don't I just build one here? Spy a waterfall from in a small cave. Sing along to the tune of falling drops. Resist not staring out into the ocean. An ecstatic leap into chilling waters. There we go. That's some playful inner child getting down those crazy old pathways on Vancouver Island. Oh, I like that. I'm glad to read something like that that connects me with the land. Mm. I gotta do that trail again. That's a really nice beach too. And yeah, just to write about that trail. I hope you got all the visuals out of it. I hope you got some sense of what it looks like if you've never been, and if you've never been there. If you have been there, comment and let me know if I really captured it with those words, because that's fun. On that note, because I just remembered, please like and subscribe to this channel because I love making these podcasts. I do other kinds of videos, and the more subscribers I get, the more momentum I get, and can even monetize at some point. So that'd be really fun. So I love you, and please, that's not my goodbye. I'm just saying right now, and hopefully I remember at the end, but I might not remember at the end. So I just wanted to insert that. Okay. Rose Oracle. Rose Oracle? Do you want some Rose Oracle? Yeah? It's pretty. Because I got people raising their hands on this pre recorded video. All right. Let's have some fun here. Let's see what the rose has to say for us. Ooh! Have you been noticing the roses lately? Again, this is May 8th. So, I mean, there's not many. There's probably not any roses that are out yet, but they might be starting to bud. Growing some new leaves for the spring and budding up. That's really nice. I feel like the rosebud. I'm in the place of creation, and well, I'm opening up my petals really far, but there is a sort of a state of transition that I'm in that makes it kind of like sort of the budding out bloom, because I'm in the space of creation, and I've realized my purpose, but I think there's still a lot more to my purpose that's going to be revealed to me soon. So I'm just kind of trusting in that. So maybe I am a rosebud right now. Anyway, I'm just going to break this deck here and see what's up. Oh, interesting. Healing the mother line. Healing ancestral work, mother line, growing up. Excuse me, I was just trying to grow down. I was wanting to start expressing my inner child more, especially when it comes to my work. Why are you talking about growing up? Not fair. Oh, whatever. She knows the medicine I need more than I do, so. She being the rose. Maybe Rebecca Campbell, who wrote this deck, but anyways. I'm gonna stop arguing with the cards. I'm pretty sure I've done that on this podcast before. read the card and argued about it. What am I doing? Drink the tea. I read the poetry and I'm on the oracle. I think I'm on track here. Okay. We're living in a time of complex healing, especially when it comes to the mother line. Collectively, we're facing the intergenerational trauma that colonialism and patriarchy have imprinted on us. So many born to mothers who were not mothered themselves. It's time to mend the chain. So many of the ancestral lines have experienced brutal persecution and separation from the sacred feminine. We've been starved of the Great Mother's unwavering embrace, and instead told to look only to a male god in the sky. So many were not taught to see the sacred in all things and the feminine in all her stages as sacred, powerful, and holy. This way of living has gone on for too long, and we're all being called to heal it on behalf of our ancestors, past and emerging. Healing is possible. It may not be straightforward or easy, but it's possible. It can be felt forward and back. Your ancestors, past and future, are singing with you. It's time to release our mothers all the way back for what they may not have been able to give. To find a way to cultivate the mother line within. To treat ourselves with the same deep reverence, adoration, understanding, and compassion that we longed for all along. You can be that for yourself today. You can meet yourself where others could not. And as you do, future ancestors will bless you for finding the courage to release and heal deep. I reach all the way back to the original mother and I set all of the mothers and myself free. Breathe into that with me for a second. Oh, that's beautiful. Imagine that. Imagine seeing your future self, future child, grandchildren, and so on, as being healed, having a more positive and healed and loved experience in life than you've ever felt. It's a sacred challenge, to feel the love and to give for them to have a beautiful experience. Because all we want in this life is to feel the best and to be strong and happy and filled and joyful. At the same time, isn't it beautiful to be able to do the healing ourselves and to know that we're passing that on to the future generations? Yes, there's a balance of they also all need to experience life so that they can truly experience the good things and not have to experience, we say we experience pain in these hard and hurtful things because we come out of it shining and more beautiful and healed and learned and wise. At the same time, isn't it nice that we could heal ourselves so much that we can spare them from a lot of those negative experiences and just be able to educate them on what's possible and what's real. A future that we could never even imagine. I think I'm going to end it there. So thank you very much for listening and watching and enjoying. I hope you have a beautiful, lovely day and keep healing.